A few minutes early. So, welcome everyone to our strength and conditioning class. We will be working out today. Mainly gonna focus on upper body and upper legs, so glutes, quads, hamstrings. But yeah, I don't want to do too much calves because we get plenty of that stuff done during the cardio class. So if you're with me in that class, you're getting plenty of leg work. So a lot more emphasis on the upper body. We will be doing sets of about 3 to 4 exercises. Like to do back, chest. That's one group, or shoulders and arms, and then some type of movement around our upper body. So that's going to be the session. We'll go through maybe 4 or 5 blocks, thinking 4. And just another reminder or an update. I was notified last night that this week we are only meeting Monday through Wednesday. Okay, so I know initially I said Friday and Saturday's off, but Thursday's also off. So just keep that in mind. We are not meeting Thursday. We will meet tomorrow. And of course, today's like regular, but I'll post videos for those days. And yeah, just enjoy the week. Enjoy your weekend. And next week, we should be back on our regular routine. I don't think there's any more interruptions for the remainder of the term unless something comes up, but not that I can think of. But anyways, let's go ahead and start with our warm-up. So let's look left to right. So just gently left to right, getting full range of motion. Josefina. Oof. I think I should have just had one of those tacos. Up and down. I'm gonna turn on this fan already. I don't know if it's my body that got warm from breakfast or if it's getting hot already. So up and down, right here. Neck circles. Did anyone watch the World Cup games yesterday evening? They were pretty exciting. Oh. Switch.
It's getting harder and harder to make goals, I noticed.
Yeah. And the 2 underdog teams were the ones that won yesterday. So I know Brazil was favorite to win, but Paraguay beat Germany, which that wasn't supposed to happen. And then Morocco beat Netherlands. Let's do Snow Angels. So which was cool because the Paraguay game that started at 3, and the Netherlands game started at 6. So it was funny. I was watching the Netherlands game, Morocco, on Telemundo. I just think the commentators are so much better in Telemundo. So I'm watching it, and the announcers, they got some alert that I don't know if it was someone high up in the in the politics in Paraguay had let's bring that right arm across. They had made officially today, so the day after the game, a free day off work or a holiday. So they named it they made a holiday after yesterday's victory against Germany. So they said they wanted everyone to stay home today and just celebrate and party. So that's what Paraguay is doing today. So I'm gonna go look at flights right now and see how expensive it is. Go to Paraguay right now. That's pretty awesome. Let's
Their
go.
chimichurri is the best.
Oh, gee, I think I've only had that a couple of times, but yeah, I need to wander off. That was my goal before COVID. I was ready to travel South America, and I was gonna explore every corner of it. And yeah, that did not happen. But yeah, and But yeah, South America's sure they're celebrating for Paraguay, but Venezuela is in heartbreak right now. It's so sad seeing some of those images. Let's do our ab circles. Yeah, I think today Argentina, who plays? Oh, Mexico plays today at 6. So I've gotten Julian to scream at the top of his lungs every time there's a goal scored. He yells "goal" really loud, and it was fun during the penalties yesterday because there's a goal happening like every minute because of the penalty shootouts. Let's do our big hula hoops. So yeah, so he was going wild with his screaming yesterday. Oh, some big hula hoops. Yeah, some countries just are really, I get it. It's it's like their national sport and team, and it happens every 4 years. But I saw and heard about let's switch, South Korea. They were not happy with their performance, and yeah, it was just I think the coach from South Korea actually got fired by the president of the country because he was disappointed of their performance, which is kind of wild. Let's go ahead and do our quad stretch. So yeah, so today we have strength and conditioning and then our stretching session after. And then tomorrow would be just like yesterday, cardio, and there I go. And then I'm thinking maybe for our second class instead of, I need to do something before the end of class. So we actually may cut this class a little bit shorter today because I do need to get, from everyone, I need to confirm if you want to be re-enrolled into the fall class or not. So I'll take a quick roll towards the end. So we might just be a set short today. Let's grab our ankles, drop our hips, and extend. But as I was saying, tomorrow, since we instead of the stability and posture class, I'm thinking we might do maybe a strength or stability and balance or stretch and balance for the second class. Drop your hips down just so we get a little bit of balance and stability together. So hopefully that's okay with everyone. We'll do that tomorrow for our second class. We'll still do cardio for the first class, but yeah. So shift your weight left to right. And rise. Oof. Okay. Alrighty, so for today's session, like I mentioned, we'll do sets of, let's go 3 exercises now with the update about recording who's coming along for the fall. So we'll do either chest or back, we'll do shoulders or arms, and then we will also do either glutes, quads, or hamstrings. So we'll do probably 3 rounds hitting each area at least once. So if you're gonna go ahead and grab your dumbbells, now's a good time. So, all right. Okay. And then yeah, some people are already letting me know in the chat if they want to be re-enrolled. But let me just hold a second because I do want to mark that off on a clipboard. So yeah, just hold on. It'd probably just be better if you let me know, verbally instead of through the chat. So, all right, first set, we're gonna go ahead and do bicep Arnold press. Okay, so hitting biceps here, turning, hitting shoulders, coming back down, and then we're repeating bicep Arnold press. That's not going to be too taxing on the. It is going to be taxing on the arms. So for our back, we're going to do good morning. So hinging at the hip and coming back up. So holding a weight here, and then another movement to target our glutes here. We're going to go with sumo squats. So just wide, exaggerated stance, dumbbells down here, and then we're just going to go down. Pause for a second and then back up. Okay, those are our 3 movements. All right, ready? Grab your dumbbells. We're gonna do 2 sets. Each set is gonna be of 10 to 12. All right, so palms are facing the screen. We're here and begin. Bicep curl to a shoulder press. That's 1. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Awesome. All right, so about 30 to 40 seconds rest. We're gonna go ahead and do our good mornings next. Just like using my flat weight for this. Remember this one? We're holding our weight up against our chest. Feet are close together, hinging at the hip, and you're keeping that back straight and then coming back up. Okay? You might even feel it on your upper thigh as well. Lower back, glute area. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. We're doing 12. Eight, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Very good. Sumo squats. That's what's next. Okay, so again, wide stance. Dumbbells are down below. All right, keep your torso upright and down. Hold for a second and rise. Repeat. 2, again. 3, go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, two more. 11. And 12. All right. So 1 minute rest. We're gonna go into our second round. All right. So I'm just gonna start this list. So this is gonna be to re-enroll into the Monday, Wednesday, 9 a.m. class for the fall. Okay, so this is gonna be for some variation of strength and conditioning. So I'll be asking for that soon. So just be ready. Let me know if that's something that you wish to be re-enrolled into. Fall 2026. Monday and Wednesdays at 9. I believe that starts in like August 17th. Okay. All right. Bicep curls into Arnold press. Ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. I think I could squeeze in these in between the breaks, so I'll just come around and ask, and you could just unmute yourself and let me know as I'm coming through the names. So let me see, Ramon. So Charisse, what are we thinking? Re-enrolled for the fall. Let's go ahead and start with our good mornings. Ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Jen, what are we thinking, Jen?
Yes, please enroll me.
Thank you. Who else? Olivia, you're there?
Yes, Julio, please re-enroll me.
Okay. Thank you. Wayne, Teresa?
Yes, please, re-enroll me.
I'll come around as I don't want to interfere with the recovery too much. Let's go with our sumo squats. Wide stance. And begin. 1 second pause at the bottom before you rise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. So our next set, set number 1. All right, we are gonna go ahead and do our underhand front raises. We always get to do this one because we don't have much variety for our chest with the equipment that we have. So it's gonna work out our chest, okay? And then for our arms, we're gonna do our dumbbell lateral poliquin raise, okay? So that's gonna be hammer curl, elbows up, extend this way, okay? And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and work. So we did lower back, we did glutes. Let's go ahead and work on our quads. So for this one, I'm gonna ask you to do like a split stance. So you could either do a lunge here, or you could go a little bit wider for better balance. And then we're just gonna go down and up, okay? So you're gonna feel that on that front quad. We'll do 8 on each leg for that, okay? So we still have about another 40 seconds. So I'll come around, Kathleen.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Shabana.
Yes, please.
Okay, awesome. Debbie?
Yes.
All right. Doris? Nelly?
Hi, this is Doris. I'm going to do it myself.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna check every day, Doris. I'm just kidding. On her own. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Yeah. Yeah, in case you're thinking about other classes, yeah, it might be better on your own, just so you could know specifically what classes you're doing. All right, let's go ahead and do our underhand front raise. Remember, this one we start wide, we come up here, and then back, okay? 10 to 12, ready, and begin. So underhand front raise, back, 2, 3, 4, 5, squeeze, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, going for 12, 11, and 12. Put those weights down for your arms get a little tired. Okay, and then still need confirmation from Nelly and Cherise if you want to be re-enrolled. You could just speak up.
Yes, Julio. You know I do.
All right.
I'm a regular, hopefully.
Cool. And then Nelly, when you come around, just let me know.
Julio, did you call my name?
I did.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I added you in there once Teresa confirmed. So
Oh, okay.
you guys are a package like Ramon and Josefina. All right, thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, dumbbell poliquin raises. So remember, just hammer curl, elbows flare up, and then extend, okay? We're doing 8 of these because these could be a little taxing on the elbows. Make sure you don't feel any pain. All right, ready, and begin. Curl, up, extend, down. Seven and 8. Oh. All right. Good. We have our split leg lunges right now. Okay. So I was gifted these trail shoes. My friend heard that I was gonna be racing on trails. I was excited for them, and then I did my first test run on them yesterday. And good thing I tested them out on a short run because I do not like these at all. So I only bring that up, even though shoes could be free and sometimes they could be expensive and look nice. Don't think just because they're expensive or look nice that they're gonna be good for you. I could tell right away within 2 minutes of leaving my house that I felt some weird rubbing, and then they felt better on the dirt a little bit more, but I know if I try to do my 18-mile race in those, I'm probably gonna take like 2 weeks off after. So staying away from those things. Let's go ahead and do our split leg stance. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the goblet style here. So again, it's just split, and we're just going up and down. So it's just down and up. Okay. So I was a little disappointed. I know my friend meant well with gifting them to me. He just said he didn't need them anymore, that he won't be racing on the trails, that he's gonna try to race like a road 5K or 10K, but just stuff on the sidewalk and on the streets. I'm gonna switch, so we're only doing 8 of these. But yeah, it's not a shoe for me. My feet did not like it. So I'll probably hand those down to someone else who may benefit from them. Oh, all right. So that's our first set, okay? We're gonna repeat that a second time right now. All right, someone just logged in. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Yeah, doing good, thank you.
All right, Mike. So, real quick before you unmute yourself or mute yourself, I'm just going over re-enrollment for in the fall. So what I'm asking is for those folks that wish to be re-enrolled by my end, so I could just automatically roll you in. I'm taking roll, unless you just want to re-enroll yourself or considering other classes. So, do you know if you want to be re-enrolled or not?
Yeah, if you did it for me, that'd be great.
Awesome. All right, Mike. And in the fall, it's gonna be Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 a.m. And it's and again, recordings will be posted in case you can't make it. So, all right, let's go with our second set of our underhand front raises. Here we go. Ready and begin. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Nelly, I called you. You didn't answer me. 5, 6. Okay, Nelly, I'll put you down. 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Nelly. All right, Nelly, I got you. Let me see. Anything else that I miss? Okay, cool. Alrighty, and then Poliquin lateral raise, our second set. Ready? So a hammer curl, lift the elbows, and extend the arms there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, did 10 on that round. Very good. And then for those of you that may have missed the announcement, this week we are only meeting Monday through Wednesday, okay? So no Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. All right, staggered lunges. Okay, so remember, if you want to not worry about your balance, then just split your stance a little bit more. Ready? And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm gonna switch. You're ready. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Very good. All right, so we hit glutes, quads, chest, back, shoulders. All right, we do need triceps. Okay, so we'll do triceps right now. We can go with tricep kickbacks for those. And then for shoulders, we could go, we did these already here. So let's just go with, let's go with the 45-degree shoulder raise, okay? So 45 degrees, usually we're up front or to our side. And then for our hamstrings, let's go ahead and do RDLs. So bring the dumbbell down and then back up, okay? All right. We'll start in about 30 seconds. Considering going to Whittier to get my run in later, but the 605 South, out of its 5 lanes, only 1 lane was open over the weekend because of construction. Oh, I'm just kind of bummed that traffic is influencing my run right now. So let's go ahead and, tricep kickbacks. Okay, so you're gonna need a counter so you can hold onto something. Elbows here and extend. Okay, so look down so we don't hurt our neck. And again, if you don't have a high counter here, you could just use the chair and support yourself. So let's do 10 on each arm. Okay, then we're gonna switch back. Okay, so when you're ready, elbow up and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, our next one's going to be shoulder front raises at about 45 degrees. Okay. Let's go ahead and begin. I'm doing 10 of these. Ready and begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. All right. Good stuff. of those dumbbells, RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. So again, sliding your hands down your legs, hips come back, right? Ready, and begin. So go down, and then up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more, and 8. Listen. All right, one more round of those 3, and then we will conclude this session. Every coast and Norway are playing 20 minutes. All right. Any questions regarding this week or the summer or the fall? Now's a good time to ask. So remember, moving forward, we'll have our back-to-back classes like we have had them during the summer, how we have a 9 a.m. and a 10 a.m. So we'll continue that in the fall as well. So we'll have a strength and conditioning Mondays and Wednesdays at 9, and then the stretching class or balance from 10 to like that 10:50, 10:45 or 10:50. So, alrighty, here we go. Tricep kickbacks. So again, find your counter, elbow at your side, and extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right. Adjust. I bring my back up. Adjust here, elbow at my side, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and very good. Right, our 45-degree shoulder raises are next. Alrighty, ready? And begin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright. Our RDLs, and then we will call it. So I think to start off the fall, like I said, we're meeting Mondays and Wednesdays. That first Wednesday of that first week we may not meet, just because I'm gonna have this crazy schedule while I'm in Mammoth, and that's our first week of class, but we're also in Mammoth. So yeah, but I'll make that announcement, as that week approaches. But yeah, I'm just thinking of that first week, and I'm already stressing for it, and it's about 2 months away. All right, last set, our RDLs. Feet close together, slight bend at the knees, And then bring your hands down your shins. And then back up. And repeat. Back up. 4. 5. 6. We're doing 8 of these. 7. And 8. Cool. Alright folks, I'm gonna cut this one short right now just because if you're with me for the next session, I'll see you soon. And if you're not coming back, then please do me a little favor and go at least for like a 5-minute walk around your neighborhood or just stretch out a little bit so you don't cramp up. Okay? Any questions before we head out? Alrighty,
Thanks, Julio.
I'll see you guys soon. Alright, bye everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.